Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Me, starring me and my friends, not me and April. So we're
Oh, so
today.
I am you?
No, you're not. I didn't ask for your opinion. No, my trap has been foiled. So in today's episode of Minecraft, we're going to be going through a tier list of all the potential farms in Minecraft, and we're going to be ranking them on a scale of really good to really bad. Our tiers for today, we've got double S, A tier, diorite, F, B tier, bucket of tropical fish tier, and Y tier. And so let's just get started without further ado. This is going to be an in-depth and scientific study towards each of the Minecraft farms that me and my friends were able to think of, and we're going to discuss the ins and outs of why we think.
What do you mean think of? We built all of these farms.
So, to begin with, a classic, probably the most classic and simplistic farm that there is, the cobblestone farm, or just stone farm in general. Very useful, very easy to build. Just go mining, you've got it. In fact, you don't even need to build anything. Just take your pickaxe and go to the world, and you've built yourself a cobblestone farm. So, because of how easy it is, I think it deserves to be in diorite tier. So, cave spider spawner farm. Cave spider, as we know, is a rather irritating mob to farm. It's very tiny, it's very difficult to farm, but when you do, it's really worth it, being able to conquer one of the most irritating pests in Minecraft. So, what are your thoughts on this one, April?
Um, I don't know, I mean, the thing is, if I were making a farm, I would probably use a normal spider farm. Because normal spiders, you see, they have potion effects on hard difficulty, which means they can drop potions. And those are more useful than the drops of cave spiders.
You make a valid point. How about we stick this in bucket of pufferfish tier, simply because they're both poisonous.
Yes, that seems like a good idea to me.
Okay, now next up we have a zombie farm. There's no questions needing to be asked. We need to put this in double S tier.
Yeah, I agree. There's no farm better than the zombie farm. And the first thing I do when I make a Minecraft world, before I even make a bed or anything, I make a zombie farm.
And with that settled, we have the Endstone farm. Very technical farm. Very... It's a very technical farm, and the implications and utility of it are... We're still trying to figure it out today. But overall, I think it's... Because of just how underutilized it is, we'll put it in B tier for the time being. And with that out of the way, onto a standard wood farm. So, wood, the most fundamental material in Minecraft. Very important. It's used in almost everything. So, I think it's just got to be A tier, just because of that simple fact. So, spider farms. As you mentioned before, normal spider farms much better than cave spider farms. So, I'm thinking... What do you think, A or double S?
I'm thinking double S.
Double S it is! And silverfish farm. These nasty, annoying fellas will just get in the way of everything, so... Although it's a good accomplishment to make a silverfish farm, I don't think, due to their lack of drops, they can't be any higher than a diorite tier.
They do drop
Lastly,
XP though.
that is true, they do drop XP. That's why they're diorite tier. And
Instead
lastly,
of the...
netherwort farm. Netherwort. What do you think?
I think netherwort farms are obsoleted by spider farms.
I don't follow your logic, but if that's the case, then one tier below spider farms. A tier it is. Moving on to our next set, we've got all of these farms. So, we have the Wither farm. No questions needing to be asked. Double S tier. Withers are amazing. Diamond farms.
Yeah, I love being able to generate infinite withers in my world.
I mean, yeah, they are useful. Actually, weren't these automatic ore farms?
Yeah, these are diamond represents quarries.
You're right. My mistake. I mean, automatic quarries are really good. You get, like, tons of ores, diamonds, redstone, lapis, iron, whatever other ores exist. But, I mean, they take so much effort to make that we can't put them higher than diorite tier.
Yeah. Plus, they generate diorite.
True. And with that out of the way, gunpowder farms. Gunpowder. I mean, how are you even gonna farm exclusively gunpowder? I mean, there is the trick with trapdoors to make creepers spawn exclusively, but I mean, you also get spiders, and they're just a pain. Besides, they're completely
Yeah.
obsoleted by witch farms, so if you do manage to make one on good scale, great, but B tier for now. And now we have wool farms. Yeah, wool farms.
Wool farms.
So, iron farms.
Iron
Top
farm.
tier farm. They're incredible in every sense of the word. Diorite tier. Emerald farms. I mean, getting an optimal villager trading setup is no easy feat. You need to get all the right villagers, you need to have them all set up with their workstations, their beds, you need to make sure the village is defended. If you can manage to pull off an effective and adequate villager trading farm, then props to you. Double S tier. So, Blaze Farm. Shoutouts to Blazes. I mean, they're useful. They're a better fuel source than coal, blazes, but they're very difficult to farm just because of how blazes are. However, you can make a basic farm pretty easily. Because spawners are so easy to find in the nether of blazes that I think putting them in F tier is adequate for now, just because they're so easy to farm.
Yeah, I think F tier is about right.
They're really hard to optimize, but they're really easy to start out basic.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Podzol farming. Let's be real, who needs Podzol? Bucket of pufferfish tier. So, moving on to our next set of 8 items, we have grass farms.
Grass farms.
I mean...
grass is really useful because like mobs spawn on it, and that's essential if you want to make a passive mob farm.
Yeah. I mean, you need silk in order to be able to actually grab it, or unless we're talking about tall grass, but grass is, it's very useful. It's a good decorative block. I think A tier is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, drown farms, which in turn also means trident farms. I don't think we need to say anything more. Ice farms, top tier. No discussion needed. Gold farms. I mean, this is personal bias coming through, but I think gold farms are top tier.
Actually, okay. I think there is discussion needed because
oh. Fair enough. Gold tier. I mean, I was planning on putting gold farms in A tier, but since we have a tier exclusively dedicated for them, gold tier for gold farms. I mean, they are somewhat subjective, but they are a good source of rotten flesh. I mean, and the gold farm is just a rotten flesh farm. A zombie farm, but better. So, I mean, it's gotta be better than that, because you get gold.
And a chicken farm.
Yeah, and it's a chicken farm. Get tons of gold swords, so it's a sword farm too.
Yeah.
So, top tier. Dragon Egg EXP farm. I don't think we even need to discuss this one. I mean, it's the Dragon EXP.
Yeah.
It requires thousands of individual circuits and systems to perform the RNG manipulation. It takes countless hours of hard work, and we're still trying to understand how it works today. You need to be able to manipulate that so that the 500 EXP orbs go towards you, and the 100 EXP orbs go into the away from you. You only collect the EXP orbs worth it, and you need to manipulate the RNG. It's so top tier, so incredibly difficult to perform that I don't think anyone could even doubt this. Okay, egg farms.
Kevin, do you want to take a guess at how many ender chests are involved in the Dragon EXP farm?
Wait, eggs get rid of... Oh.
You need 3,000 ender chests to build that farm.
That's a lot of ender chests. And because eggs are so incredibly useful, we'll put them in 3 different tiers at once. So, wither skeleton skull farms. I mean, they're good and all, but let's be real. How are you going to farm wither skeletons? You just kind of have to hope that they spawn, and then just kind of run around.
You gotta do the, you gotta get creepers, and then, bring them to the nether.
Yeah, I mean, they're incredibly inefficient, incredibly difficult to make. So, I'm thinking, bucket of pufferfish tier. And
Yeah,
with that,
seems not to work for me.
with that being said, mycelium farm. I'll let you handle this one.
Oh boy, I get to handle this one. Can I have it?
No.
Okay, so mycelium. It's... Let's just look at it. So, how many blocks in the game have this, like, maroon texture?
I wouldn't really call it maroon, more as plum.
Plum? Okay. But, like, purple terracotta is kinda close. Magenta, like... none of these really match the beauty of that is mycelium. And you can't grow mushrooms on them. Like, that's really most of the appeal of mycelium. That you can grow mushrooms on them even in the daylight. So if you want a big mushroom, you need mycelium.
You make a compelling argument. And with that, let's move on to the next set of items. So, guardian farms. Guardian farms are honestly really amazing. Simply because you get free food. They're just better than fish farms. You get free food, you get free internet, you get free water consumption. It's just a lot of free. And because it's free, let's put it in gold tier. So, horse farms. Horse farming is not really something that many people consider, but it is a viable option. It's a bit more involved than cow farms, but you still get leather, and that's about it. But, I mean, leather is really good. It's not like horses have more HP than cows, and are harder to breed than cows, and take up more space than cows. So really, horse farming is better than cow farming in every single way. So
it's also a great way of getting mules.
So you make a valid argument. Have we added cow farms yet? I don't think we have.
I do not believe so either.
So let's just put horse farms in A tier and cow farms below that. So, yeah. Speaking of cow farms, pig farms. Pigs! I mean, cooked pork chop is literally just as good as cooked steak. They provide the exact same saturation and hunger. They both restore 4 haunches. And pigs are... I mean, they're worse than cows just because you don't get the leather, so... But, I mean, pigs are... They're good. F tier.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, slime farms. Now, we actually have 2 different farm styles we have to consider. The slime chunk farm and the swamp farm. Let's consider the slime chunk farm first. It can be extremely efficient, especially if you get a large cluster of them. There's lots of different ways you can go about doing it. And, I mean, it's also an ore farm, too. Because while you're digging out all these ores and other things, while you're digging out all the room for the slime to spawn in, you're also getting all of the ores and stuff from your ore farm. So they're just better than that. So they've got to be SS tier. And meanwhile, the As for the swamp variant of the slime farm, this one it's not as good. Phase depends on the phase of the moon. Slightly less efficient, so because of that, honestly, it's quite terrible. So let's put it in Y tier.
I don't know. I mean, there is water in swamps, so I think that's a good argument for a bucket of pufferfish tier.
You make a compelling argument. Okay, now we have, what was Rock Cod again? Oh yeah, dolphin farms. I mean, if you can manage to farm dolphins, then kudos on you. Gold tier. Meanwhile, beetroot. Yeah. Do you use beetroot for anything?
I'm thinking SS tier.
Chirpy, do you use beetroot for anything? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Here.
That's what she thinks of beetroot.
I agree with that. Shoutouts to beetroot. So, passive flower farms. I mean, decorative flowers are really cool.
And they make dyes.
Yeah, it's also part of a dye farm,
good
too.
to use in conjunction with your wool farm.
You're right. I mean, that just makes them better than the wool farm.
Yeah.
Because dyes can be useful in so many other situations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how often do you dye, April? So, they've got to be at least an A tier.
Yeah, I agree.
So, now we have AFK fish farms, and those are... They generate so many things. Fish, lily pads, enchanted books, fishing rods, tridents, more fish, a lot more fish,
bones, saddles.
Yeah, like everything. You just get everything from an AFK fish farm. Gold tier. So, for our next trick, what do we have? We have apples. Apple farming, I mean, you have to farm this from trees, and that can be a bit difficult, so... I mean, it's essentially the same as a wood farm, minus the wood.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, apples are also useful-ish?
Yeah.
Ish? I don't know.
I mean, you can craft golden apples with them.
True, true. Golden apples, so they've got to be gold tier, right?
Yeah.
Lightning farm is what we have next. I mean...
Specifically for the purpose of creating skeleton traps, which you can then get doubly enchanted golden helmets from. And boots, I think. I don't know.
You make a convincing argument.
But, you know, impossible enchantments. Those are very useful. Some of the most valuable items in the game.
True.
If not the most valuable item in the game.
I'm thinking F tier. Same tier as blaze rods. After all, it is a lightning farm.
I agree.
So, cooked mutton, or rather sheep farms, for the purposes of cooked mutton and not wool. I mean, it's another food source, but it's very generic, very inefficient. You'd rather keep your sheep for the sheep farm, so,
Yeah.
Bucket of tropical fish farm, or tier, pufferfish, whatever. Yeah. Ink sac. Okay, squid farms are top tier. Kelp.
I have to agree.
I mean, kelp
farms, I mean, that's like the best fuel source in the game.
Isn't bamboo better? And easier?
Shut up.
Make a compelling argument. Maybe A tier.
Yeah, let's go with A.
Rabbit farms. You don't only get don't only get food, you also get rabbit's feet, which are exclusive for jump boost potions.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also get leather, too. So, I mean, they're kind of like a cow farm plus.
Yeah.
So they've got to be at least SS tier.
Yeah, they got to be above cow farms.
Yeah. And lastly, skeleton farms. I mean, they are worse than skeleton trap farms are just skeleton farms, but more so, so they've got to be B tier.
B tier, yeah. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, and we also have one more, ender pearl farms. I mean, ender pearls are amazing.
Fast?
See? Gold tier. So next we have... What didn't... Okay, that didn't... Next we have chicken farms. I mean, chicken farms are just better than egg farms because you just get everything you get. Like, chicken farms are just egg farms and also chicken, right? So they've got to be A tier.
Yeah, they gotta be above, they gotta be above eggs. Wouldn't that make them gold tier?
They are above eggs. See, eggs are down in F tier.
Okay, here's my argument.
Oh yeah, I think you're right there. Diorite tier, of course. Or that, yeah. Okay, now, let's see, what do we have? Sugarcane farm. I mean, sugarcane is very useful. And very easy to farm. It's one of the most basic farms. And because it's so basic, everyone gets, like, 300 stacks of it and has nothing to do with it. Because you can't cook it. Or smelt it.
Yeah.
Or use it as fuel.
Firework rockets.
I mean, true, but do you need 300 stacks of it when you're only going to get, like, 10 stacks of gunpowder?
I mean, all I'm saying is that's the primary use for large amounts of sugarcane.
Fair enough. Bamboo, the best food. And by food, I mean fuel. So, SS tier. It is really good because you can get large quantities of it, but you also need to... farm a lot of it. So, Obsidian farms. I mean, obsidian is amazing, so diorite tier, hands down.
Yeah.
Totem of Undying. I mean, who dies in Minecraft? Unless you're bad, you don't need Totems of Undying. They're just there to clog up your inventory space. They don't even stack. Y tier, easily.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Phantom Membranes. I mean, they're useful for repairing elytras, and for that reason alone, you don't want your elytra to break. They've got to be gold tier.
Yep.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Magma Cream farms. So, Magma Cream. I mean, it's useful, but, I mean, fire resistance can just be crafted. If you couldn't craft Magma Cream, then this would be a top tier farm, just because fire resistance is so good. However, because you can craft this, and also due to the sheer difficulty of exclusively filtering out all the other mobs and only farming magma cubes, this has got to be probably B tier. Okay, moving on. Dragon's Breath. Lingering potions, lol.
Yeah, who needs lingering potions?
I've literally never used... I've used beetroot more than lingering potions. Like...
Their only use of lingering potions is... arrows.
Is it?
Yeah. You make potion-tipped arrows with lingering potion.
I mean, yes, but I mean, who needs those?
I don't know. They're useful in diversity through speedruns.
Lol, speedrunning. Who does that? That's what noobs do.
Compelling argument. I can't contest that.
So, chorus fruit farms. I mean, they're like ender pearls, but worse just because you can't teleport as far, so A tier.
Yeah.
And cow farms. We've discussed cow farms and things compared to cow farms many times in the past. So, they're worse than horse farms. So, they've got to be diorite tier, probably.
Yeah.
Wheat farms.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I'll take your word on it. Vine farms. Now, vine farms are just... I'm not going to make a divine joke. But I am going to say that vine farms are... I mean, they're useful. They're like ladders, except renewable. You don't have to waste your wood crafting these. You just grow your own ladders.
I just wish it could go a bit longer than 7 seconds.
You make a valid argument. So, I guess...
I think F.
Yeah, I was thinking F tier also. Scoot. Yeah, Scoot.
Do you know what Scoot does?
Um, no. It's just kind of there. So, sweet berry farms. I mean, foxes are great, and foxes like berries, and I like berries because I like foxes. So, gold tier.
Yep.
We're getting towards the end of this mess. Let's see. Next we have ambient noise farms. I mean, if you are crazy enough to build an ambient noise farm, then you're also crazy enough to believe me when I put it in gold tier. So, mushroom stew farms, also known as milking a cow that's brown or red. So basically, milking a diseased cow. So really, can you even trust this mushroom stew?
Yes. It's not suspicious.
I mean, suspicious stew isn't even in the creative inventory. So, I guess A tier, maybe? Sure. Turtle egg farms. I mean, I once... Okay, here's my story about turtle eggs.
I really like turtle egg oatmeal.
One turtle egg oatmeal. Yeah, I guess. And also, I've got a story about turtle eggs, because on a, it wasn't a communism server. It was, not, capital? I don't know. Some sort of, like, what's the word I'm trying to use to describe?
Prison?
No. Not prison. I have never been to prison before in my life. Don't fact check me on that one. It basically, like, it was a townie, yes, it was townie, with, like, capitalism and, like, stores and money and stuff, and, like...
What you're saying is it had stores.
Yes, it had a monetary system. It had financial aspects to it.
So a capitalism server.
Yes, capitalism. And turtle eggs were one of the... Back when 1.13 came out, turtle eggs were among the highest of, most desirable items. Like, they were going for ridiculous sums of money. So, they were gold tier back then.
They were gold.
Yeah.
Not gold tier. They were gold.
And there's no reason that they ever should have dropped in value, right? So, yeah. Mushroom tier. I mean, mushroom tier, don't you know?
Yeah, mushroom tier.
See? Proof mycelium is useful.
Aha.
So, snow farms. Nobody uses snow. I mean, snowballs are good for PvP if they worked in vanilla.
No, they're very... Because you can use them to knock people off cliffs.
I mean, no. Yes, I don't know. B tier.
Okay, I'll accept B tier.
Let's agree to disagree. A B, I don't know. Records. Records are nice.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Yeah. If you can farm records, go for it. A tier. So, pig farms. And by pig farms, we need pig farms from a spawner. This is actually doable if you dungeon push. If you can actually do that, then all the power to you. Gold tier.
Yeah.
And
it's
melon
an
farms.
Source of, like, way more efficient than your standard pig farm.
And lastly, melon farms. So, melons. Unlike carrots, which we'll get to later, melons, I mean, you can make glistening melons, and glistening melons give you instant health. But, I mean, again, who dies? And even if you do die, you've got totems of undying. So, Y tier. Nobody uses melons.
Yeah.
And mycelium farms. We already discussed mycelium, so let's discuss it again. Great, good discussion.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said during that discussion.
Why, thank you. Second last set of items. Villager breeding farms. Now these are actually really interesting because you get a lot of villagers. Like this guy who exists. Sea pickle farms. I mean, they're a light source, and light sources are really nice. So,
Mhm.
die right here.
Yeah.
Pumpkin farms. Now, pumpkins are used for making golems, which means they are an integral part of iron farms. Pumpkins can also be used to make pumpkin pie, uh, pumpernickel bread, pump scotch. Pumpkins are really useful.
Hmm.
Potato farming. I mean, it's one of the easiest and best and most effective farms you can make before you can get large quantities of stuff like cows and such, so they are actually really good. You just need to cook them, but they are really, really great early game food source. And
Hmm.
likewise, carrots are top tier because, I mean, you can use them to make night vision potions, right?
Yeah, and gold carrots are one of the best food sources in the game, other than enchanted golden apple.
I mean, I don't know about that one, but I mean, night vision potions. You can't jump those.
Yeah.
Cocoa beans. Let's be real for a moment. Cocoa beans are one of the most useless materials in Minecraft ever. They are brown dye and cookies. Who eats cookies? They're like the
Me.
worst food ever.
I think they taste good.
They really don't. Cookies, I mean, cookies are nice, especially Oreos. But, I mean, let's be real. No one uses brown dye. No one uses brown dye. Now, on the other hand, witch spawn eggs. Witches are top tier. And, passive animal farms. If you can set a passive animal farm, then more power to you. I mean, it's all of the farms combined. They aren't generally very efficient, but they can also sometimes double as a slime farm or as a hostile mob farm. They are really useful, especially the one with the Wither Rose design. So, I'm thinking at least double S tier.
I agree.
And on to our last set of items. Wither Rose farms. They are amazing. Wither Roses are really good.
Yeah, you can make suspicious stew withers.
You can
For instance, with
also,
them.
they're useful for other mob farms. The only reason they aren't any higher is just because...
How is this standing?
So, water farms. I mean, bucket of pufferfish. Let's be real. Ghast tier farms. Not ghast farms, just ghast tier farms. It'll take you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in order to make a ghast tier farm. But they are essentially just gold farms. But more so. So, they're pretty good. Except for the fact that gas tiers are essentially useless because regeneration potions are useless! Shoutouts to regeneration potions, so I guess F tier. They also take so long to make. Okay, now tall grass farms, so like rose bushes, peonies, sunflowers, etc. You can turn one bone meal into one of these, and just because of how easy it is to get tons of these, I think we gotta put them in at least F tier. Okay, fire farms. I mean, I don't know about you, but fire farms, in my opinion, are top tier. So, meanwhile, mob head farms. Mob heads are really good. Ish. Yeah. I mean, if you can get a lightning farm, then you've got a mob head farm. So, I guess we'll put it in die rate tier also.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And lastly, Notch Farm. I mean, you have to be Notch yourself in order to farm this, so SS tier.
Yeah, but it's I mean, it's the easiest food farm possible. You just like dig a hole.
And with that, that concludes our tier list of items, of farms in the game. I've been Caffeinate56. I still hope I am Caffeinate56. Joining me have been my friends April and my other friend Panda. And remember to dislike and subscribe and follow me on Twitter and GameStop and Wikipedia. And with that, I'll catch you next time for another yet exciting Minecraft tier list.